Took fire, Tron.
That's the spirit.
I strive to be a man of God, but life ain't been easy. It's hard to get rest when Satan trying to deceive me. Still gotta do my best whether or not they believe me. I leave it in his hands, I know he see how they treat me. I keep my faith in him cause people lie and be different. They will say whatever, but their spirit ain't disciplined. They will tear you down in the spirit of hypocrite. Still gotta hold your crown and forgive them for ignorance. They lack in understanding, plus the fact I'm compassionate. To some with no discernment, they may see clear advantages, but it's some people purpose to cause others some damages. If you encounter a serpent, you be still, let them handle it. I strive to be a man of God, strive to protect and to provide. I pray I always be around. Sometimes this world can get you down. I strive to be a man of God, honor my father and my mom, and I pray they always be around. I hope to never let them down. I strive to be a man of God. That's why I be in them verses, avoiding them curses, avoiding the hair bust, avoiding them hearses, avoiding that lepers. Focus on my purpose. He said he gon' bless us. Creation said let us. And yeah, and I'm cashing that. Where is your passion at? A fear I ain't having that. Catch me on my acrobat. If I ain't flipped it, I'm taxing that. You ain't got to imagine that. Just get you an action plan. Just make you some prayer time. Investment that pays with time. Repentance can save your life. That sentence can save your life. Y'all play games, don't play with mines. Y'all play games, don't play with it. Correction, my favorite. Mustard seed, I stay with it. Bet I made, I lay in it.
I lay in it, and I pray inside my head.
I strive to be a man of God, strive to protect and to provide. I pray I always be around. Sometimes this world can get you down. I strive to be a man of God, honor my father and my mom, and I pray they always be around. I hope to never let them down.
All right. Glad to be here. Peace. Oh, 1 second here. Let me All right. So, hoping to keep a few people pop on. We have people who will be logging in to the live stream after the fact, like on YouTube and on Facebook. So at the very least, at least they are going to get that. But the advantage of being here right now is going to be that you can ask questions live. I am going to put a link in the chat. If anybody wants to go live and kind of pop on screen, feel free. I just added the link in the chat where you guys can pop in and ask questions. And you can ask questions and you could, engage and go back and forth about anything that you need to understand. We do have a regiment, a schedule, and a way about things today. And for the rest of the week, this is the first session of the fast. Well, it's not a fast, it's a detox this time. Okay, it's a detox. It is going to be focused on eating cleanly through the week. It's going to be focused on a daily regimen that consists of separating food groups. Is going to consist of, a lot of liquid intake. It's going to consist of flushing out the digestive tract, removing waste from the body. You're going to have recommendations. You're going to have things that, I'm going to suggest that you do. And I hope that you follow along and follow directions, because it's going to be imperative to your success in this next 7 days. Okay. That is going to be the key. So with that said, I do want to welcome people that are here. I have gotten some emails and some questions and stuff already, from some people who are, in the program. We got, quite a few people in the program at this point. Not too many people online right now. This is a Saturday night. I didn't expect, a ton of people here. But we are going to be live not just tonight at 7 right now, but every morning from next tomorrow till Friday at 8 a.m. Every morning from now until Friday at 8 a.m. We're going to be hold on. All right. Let me just mute this mic right quick. Every morning from 8 a.m. From Sunday to Friday, we're going to be going live as well, and coaching everyone along, guiding everyone along, instructing everyone along, so that you guys can have a successful 7-day detox. Now, this specific 7-day detox came with products. Okay, it came with quite a few products. It came with capsules, some herbal capsules. It came with some sea moss, and it also came with some tea blend. The tea blend in particular was a complete digestive cleanse. That tea blend is made to clean out the digestive organs, the kidney, the liver, the gallbladder, the small and the large intestine. Those capsules are also made to aid in the digestive cleaning, but also cellular cleaning and blood cleaning. Let me look up the list real quick of so I can reiterate them here. I actually started my detox 2 days ago, and I feel it. I have mucus coming out of my nostrils. I'm moving bowels pretty good, so I already feel it. I started a little bit ahead of time because I wanted to get some of this stuff from the city out the system, I'd say. So we did provide 7 Golden Seal capsules. That's going to be reproductive cleaning for you ladies. It's going to help clean out the ovaries. It's going to help clean out the fallopian tubes. It's going to help clean out the uterus, cervix, urinary tract. Okay, it's going to help with addressing any type of UTIs. It's going to help with addressing yeast infections, fibroids, cysts, endometriosis, and those type of issues that the ladies deal with. Okay. That's on that end for the Golden Seal capsules. Now, then we also provided 7 anti-parasitic capsules. These capsules are a combination of wormwood, clove, hold on, there's a couple of wormwood, clove, Paul Diarco, and also forgot the last word, and black walnut hull. So these 4 herbs that are in the anti-parasitic capsules are really, really strong for addressing parasites. But you need to keep the diet on track in order to see the benefits of these anti-parasitic capsules. You cannot, and I am going to emphasize this throughout this live, you cannot and will not and cannot have gluten, starch, or dairy during this period of time. I'm going to break some of this stuff down as we go, but that is for sure. No gluten, write this down. No gluten, no starch, no dairy. I am going to actually add a banner real quick so you guys can see it on the screen. Okay. No gluten, no starch, no dairy. You cannot have binders and sticky substances like this when you're trying to better yourself. These are probably the root to 95% of our illnesses. People think, oh, it's meat. I got to stop eating meat. I know meat is not the best for you, okay? But meat is not the big problem. There are some meats that are a big problem, okay? And we'll discuss that. We're going to discuss that. But meat is not what's clogging us up. Meat is not what is inflaming us. Okay? Meat is not what is feeding cancers, ulcers, cysts, and things of that nature. That's not meat. Okay? That's not meat. Those are chemicals. Those are substances that shouldn't be in your food in the first place. Those are substances that are getting mixed in with your food. Yeast. That's a problem. Yeast is a, let me play my little tunes. Give myself a little vibe or something. But nonetheless, meat is not the big problem. Now we are going to break it down here, okay? I will prefer during this 7-day fast that you don't have meat. I would prefer it, okay? It's going to slow down your success, okay? But what I am going to stand on 10 toes down is no gluten, no starch, no dairy. It's going to constipate you. It's going to feed parasitic infections and feed issues in the body, illnesses, organ breakdowns, organ illness, organ inflammation, fatty liver, kidney stones, etc. Those chemicals, that's what's going to feed this. So the whole point of this 7 days, one of the main points is we're going to be taking away the foods that are causing us problems, and we're going to be implementing foods that can help clean out the residue of those foods. Okay? So no gluten. That means no yeast. Nothing with leavening agents. No fluffy breads. Okay? Don't just go into the store and pick up something that says gluten-free, because if it's gluten-free, that means it probably has starch in it, because starch is another form of a binder. They use gluten and starch to hold things together, to hold substances together, to hold vegan patties together, to hold bread together, to hold all of these little things that they want to try to sell us with gimmicks. No, gluten is a gimmick. You have to read the ingredients and make sure that it says no yeast, no starch, no dairy. That's how you know that it doesn't have a real binder in it. Okay? So that's what we want to focus on. That's the core of everything right now is avoiding gluten, starch, and dairy. No bread. You're not waking up in the morning to an Egg McMuffin. You're not waking up in the morning to coffee and toast. We're not doing that for these next 7 days, okay? These next 7 days, we're going to focus. We're going to take our supplements. I'm going to break down what supplements you're taking at what time, okay? But what we're going to try to take out of our diet right away is going to be the chemicals. So no gluten, no starch, no dairy. These are the most congested foods that we can eat. These foods constipate us, clog us up, slow down the digestive system, slow down the removal of waste, feed parasites, feed infections, feed, cellular clogging, feed whatever is going on with you. It's going to, exacerbate it and make it worse. So we want to avoid those, okay? Again, no gluten, no starch, no dairy. Now, so when it comes to meat, and when I look at gluten and starch, those are chemicals. On the screens, it says meats versus chemicals. We're taking the chemicals out first. People often say, hey, chef, I want to become a vegan. Where do I start? By the way, fresh, squeezed juice. You guys, if you don't have a juicer, try to find a local Michoacana or something like that in your neighborhood if you're in Chicago, and they have fresh squeezed juices that they'll give you there, okay? So this is going to be big. Fruits on a regular basis. Fruits. Cut up fruits. Now, meats versus chemicals. I'm looking at gluten. That's a chemical. It's a chemical substance because it cannot process through the small intestine. Yeast cannot process through the small intestine. That means it cannot come out of your body through your waste. You understand? That means if you eat something and it doesn't come out on the other end, it should be deemed unfit for human consumption. You understand that concept? Unfit for human consumption. Shouldn't be there. So now, when it comes to meats, what do? You don't want to stop eating. I want you to stop eating the meat. But let's get some rules associated for the hard head and stiff neck. Absolutely no pork. If meat is something that you want to partake in, have some rules to it. Absolutely no pork. That one of the nastiest animals that you can ever eat consists of parasites that cooking in high temperatures can't even kill these parasites. Because these parasites are deep in their tissues and deep part of their digestive system, because without these parasites, they will die of their own toxicity. Why? Because they have no sweat glands. They can't release toxicity. They can't pour out melted sugars. They can't pour out salts. They can't sweat anything out. That's why they roll in the mud to cool themselves down. So pork, absolutely no. Absolutely not. Cannot have it in any way, shape, form, and fashion. Even the Bible tells you that. Leviticus 11. Okay? Some people say, oh, well, in the New Testament, you can't read that to me. You can't read to me one time in the New Testament they ate some pork. You know? This ain't a conversation. This is not a biblical podcast right now, but reach out to me in DM later. Reach out to me in an email if you feel differently, and I will give you all the information that you need to give you certainty without a shadow of a doubt that pork is not something that we should be eating, even biblically. Even because it's, a lot of us who do these fast and detox and this is a spiritual battle. You can't have a spiritual battle and ignore spiritual laws. So staying away from pork that's a spiritual law. It's a nasty animal. It doesn't do you no good. It's going to get you sick. Another, shellfish. No shellfish. Absolutely no shellfish. It is the equivalent of pork. They're bottom feeders. They eat waste and they absorb waste. Shellfish have a mucous membrane that holds a shell to their body to keep them from being able to release any of the toxicity back into the water. Shellfish sit at the bottom of the ocean and absorb 99% of the mercury that's in the ocean, because mercury is a heavy metal which falls to the bottom of the ocean where they're at. That's what they're there for, waiting on the mercury to eat it up. Shellfish are looked at aphrodisiacs because they have toxic levels of iodine because they eat fish poop. And fish eat algae. And algae contains iodine. Real iodine. That's why when you eat some shellfish, you feel like you're getting aroused. You're stimulated. They call it an aphrodisiac. Why? Because it thins your blood so fast. It gives you a rush of blood. So yeah, it's a bit stimulating. And when you're young, it feels great. When you're a little older, it feels like a heart attack. When you're old enough, it will be a heart attack. Especially because you'll have coagulation and little things in the blood that's slowing down the blood flow overall. If you have diabetes and you're eating shellfish regularly, you got thick blood, now you thin it in an instant, that's going to cause problems. Health problems, blood pressure problems. etc. So absolutely no shellfish. These guys don't even get any sunlight. They sit at the bottom of the ocean. They get no sunlight. They have no omega-3s. They have no vitamin D. They have none of the nutritional value that you're actually looking for. They call it a delicacy, and it's garbage. Those animals are garbage. Shellfish, shrimp, crab, lobster, oysters, all that is garbage. I don't care what nobody thinks about what I'm saying. It's garbage. Don't eat that stuff. If you're going to eat meat, if you must, add some rules to it so it's not compromising your health to the utmost extent, okay? One of the things that you do with meat is, first of all, you don't eat it early in the day. You don't eat 3 meals of meat either. Your last meal of the day, if you're going to eat meat, make it the last meal of the day between 4 and 6 o'clock p.m., okay? Between 4 and 6 o'clock p.m., that's when you should eat your meat if you must. If you must. You're going to surround it with vegetables, not with bread, not with starch, not with dairy, not a cheeseburger, hot dog, hamburger, pizza, steak and potatoes. No. You're going to have your 4 ounces, 6 ounces of meat, something not a huge portion, and surround it with vegetables so that the liquid in the vegetables and the fiber of the vegetables can help it pass through quickly, and it's not sitting inside of your body rotting, making you pass gas, giving your body an aroma, a nasty odor. Now you smelling out, your mouth is smelling, your underarms are smelling, your farts are smelling. You're just a smelly individual because you got too much of that stuff inside. It just gives you an odor that you don't even want. It's rotting flesh inside of you. So if you're going to do it, you make sure you have a small portion of it and you surround it with vegetables. So you're looking at beasts, fowl, and sea animals. If you want to eat beef is considered a clean animal. But these days you have to have some type of discernment because they don't treat animals respectfully. In this day and age, they pump them up with steroids. They really make a mess out of the animals that we eat. They inject so many chemicals in them. So what you're looking for is to minimize the damage of the meat as well. That's why you avoid it, because you don't never know what's inside of it. But I would definitely recommend to slow down on the beef if you eat too much beef. And I would probably do a leaner meat. If you're going to do a red meat, a leaner meat, lamb or goat, because it's leaner. They have cleaner diets. They're less processed. So lamb and goat over beef. I would definitely do turkey over chicken. Chicken is just way over processed. Chicken, the diet that chickens eat these days are pretty much soy and corn. There massive amounts of estrogen in the chicken and massive amount of sugar in the chicken. They become addictive. I'd see people addicted to chicken wings. They'll eat chicken wings every damn day. What are you doing? So I would avoid the chicken. I would do the turkey. If you're going to eat meat, if you must eat meat, then pick a leaner meat. Oh, well, turkey is dry. Learn how to cook then. Learn how to base your food. Hello. You all right? And then obviously, like I said, no pork, no shellfish. So if you're going to eat fish, make sure that the fish swim at the top of the water. No catfish. Fish that get sunlight all day long and they're full of vitamin D. Fish that eat algae, they're full of good iodine, proper levels of iodine, proper levels of omega-3s. So if you are going to eat fish, if you're going to eat, make sure it's wild caught. Wild caught, not farm raised. Okay? Salmon is kind of 50-50 these days. You got to kind of be careful with it. I literally look, if you're going to eat some salmon, you got to look for parasites. I would probably do a lighter textured fish like a cod, a mahi-mahi, a dorado, something that doesn't feel so meaty too. Red snapper, and surround that with vegetables too. If you must eat meat, those are some rules for you. Those are some guidelines that will help you so that the meat doesn't cause more problems than it should already. Last meal of the day between 4 and 6. Don't clog your body up with meat and then eat after it, then eat after it, then eat after it. Okay? Last meal of the day between 4 and 6 and surround it with vegetables. Hopefully it can get into the hydrochloric acid within a couple hours and you can poop it out before you go to bed or first thing in the morning when you wake up. Now you got it out of the body. You've emptied your digestive system. You've emptied your stomach so that you can begin the next day of hydration and consumption. All right. And the reason there's a small little window for the meat because meat is natural to the world. Animals are natural to the earth, but chemicals are not. Gluten is not. Starch is not. Whole grains are natural to the world, not starch grains. And whole grains is where bread comes from. It's not gluten. They add yeast to the bread to make it nice and fluffy. And yeah, but what you also do is when you add yeast to the bread, you make it impossible for it to process through the small intestine. And for the ladies out there, that's a big problem for you guys. Because you gals, my bad, you gals have a reproductive system connected to the digestive tract. So when you eat the gluten and you eat the starch and it goes in your body and your 98-degree temperatured body warms it up to process it and adds liquid to it to process it, by the time it gets to the small intestine, it's a sticky substance that can't pass through. What does it do? It finds somewhere to go. It just doesn't stay there. It doesn't just stay there. So it leaks into the ovaries. Now you're dealing with ovarian cysts. Now you're dealing with ovarian cancers. It leaks into the fallopian tubes. Now you're dealing with infertility. Now you're dealing with birth defects and different birthing issues. It inflames the uterus. Okay? It causes discharges, a yeast infection. That means you're eating too much bread. I don't care what nobody. They can spin it all they want. That means you're eating too much breads. A yeast infection. You got too much yeast inside of your uterus and it's leaking through your, through your urinary tract. Because you probably, if you menstruate, your body's trying to clean it out. And if you're not menstruating, you might clog up, cause even more problems. Cyst. That's just hardened gluten. Hardened cooked gluten inside of your uterus. Fibroids. That's literally hardened starch inside your uterus. Avoid it at all costs. If you want to have children, healthy children, avoid eating that stuff. When you're pregnant, avoid eating that stuff. Don't inflame your uterus while you have a baby in there. And for men, that's why you got so many colon cancers, so many hemorrhoids, so many colon issues, because you're eating stuff that can't get through your intestines. It's just clogging stuff up. So, in recap on that, if you're going to eat the meats, no pork, no shellfish whatsoever. Lamb and goat over beef. Turkey over chicken. And only clean fish that swim at the top of the water. And a good rule is fins and scales. Google list of fish with fins and scales. And that's what you can eat because they have the ability to clean themselves. The scales come from their bone. So it pushes the mercury away. It's like an anti-repellent to mercury. So mercury falls in the ocean, goes to the bottom of the ocean, and it gets eaten up by the animals at the bottom of the ocean. Otherwise, the ocean would be too toxic even for us. all life would disappear because the waters would turn poison. That means the world can sustain itself without clean waters. So no shellfish, only fish that swim at the top of the water. Absolutely no gluten, no starch, no dairy. Okay. Now, if we have any questions, you can pop them in the comments. I did leave a link to the live. If you want to come in and speak live, let me know. I'm muting everybody that is in here. But if you do want to ask a question, let me, and you already have the link and you're already in the program, then post a comment to let me know that you want to ask a question, and then I will throw you on the live, okay? Now, how do we do this detox? Let's go. Now, first and foremost, we're going to start with hydration. Every single morning, we're going to start with hydration. We're going to have liquid mornings until 12 o'clock, okay? Liquid mornings until 12 o'clock. We're going to hydrate our bodies, and we're going to try to remove as much waste as we could in the morning before we consume any fiber, before we consume any solid food. So liquid mornings till 12 o'clock, we're going to do 3 types of liquids, and we're going to do it for specific reasons, and I'm going to break that down. The first one is going to be water. When you wake up in the morning, you drink yourself some water. You want to start hydrating your body as much as you can and flushing out all the built-up toxicity that your body was building up as you were sleeping in the horizontal position, so your lymphatic system was working on high in an accelerated fashion. When your body is laying in a horizontal position like this at night, that allows for the sewer system of the lymphatic system to collect the waste in a much easier way, because it can't do a good job while you're walking around, standing up against gravity, functioning all day long. You can't clean out. Okay? So while you're sleeping at night, all of a sudden, you got eye boogers coming out in the morning. Why? Because they can clean your eyes now. You're ready to hawk up spit. You're ready to blow your nose because it has already put all the inflammatory substance to the door. You just have to wake up and finish the process. You have to spit it out. You have to blow your nose and get it out of your body. You got to wake up and take a peek. Move your bowels. Okay? Push it and take a poop. Move your stool. You want to do this before you eat anything throughout the day. You're going to have liquid mornings until 12 o'clock. We're going to do 3 types of liquids. This one I'm going to break down how you take the sea moss capsules and tea, okay? This is where majority of your supplements are going to be taken, okay? So wake up in the morning, and also, if after you drink some water in the morning, after you try to move your bowels and try to get some stuff out of the system, get a good stretch in if you could. And if you really can, within the first 2 hours of waking up, get a sweat in while your lymphatic system is still active. Try to get in a sauna, in a steam room, go for a jog, go for anything that makes you sweat. You're going to have if you have a good sweat in the morning, it's going to help push out all of the inflammatory substance or all of the, whatever the lymphatic system has set to the door. Your pores are going to let it out. So trying to get a good sweat in the morning, that's the best time to get a workout, early in the morning before you eat too. No, don't eat and then work out. Don't eat, turn on your digestive system and then try to turn on the functional and mechanics of the body. Leave the digestive system quiet and asleep while you work the body out. Let it eat the fat. Let it eat the inflammatory substance. Let the body eat itself. Let it clean itself. Your growth hormone is at the highest it can get when you work out without food in your stomach. Your muscles will grow quicker. Okay? You'll develop your body quicker if you work out on an empty stomach first thing in the morning. Okay? But there's a process. So this is how we're going to do this every morning. Okay? We're going to wake up in the morning and we're going to drink our water. Okay? If you're going to work out, now's the time to work out after you drink your water, if you're going to sweat, okay? If you're not going to sweat at this time, if you're not going to work out at this time, after your water, that's when you're going to start making your tea. You're going to have a complete digestive herbal blend. Excuse me. After your tea, and I'm going through a detox myself, by the way, because I started this a couple of days ago. And my body is removing inflammatory substance as well. And this is why I like it. This is why I like to do it with y'all. Because I'm going through what you're going through. So it hits home and I know exactly what to say because I'm in the process of it. All right. So you wake up in the morning, you drink your water. Okay. I would definitely take 1 capsule of each first thing in the morning off an empty stomach. Try to do it after you remove your bowels, though. Try to use the washroom, okay? Try to move your stool. And then take 1 capsule of each right after the water. So the first hour of the day, let's say you wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning, you drink water for about an hour, okay? At very least 16 ounces of water. Even if you want to drink it fast, okay, that's on you. But then, so between 9 and 10, you should be drinking that water. Between 10 and 11, you should take those capsules, okay? You can take those capsules with water, okay? You can take those capsules with water as well, okay? We're cleaning the organs. We're flushing and cleaning the organs with these capsules because they're anti-parasitic, they're anti-bacterial, they're antiviral, they're high in antioxidants. These are made to clean out everything that it comes in contact with. So if your body is hydrated, if you're already moving your bowels and you're hydrating your body, and now it's like you already started a flow of water. That's what the detox is. Liquid in, liquid out, liquid in, liquid out. So you start your flow of liquid in. You take your capsules in between your flow of liquid. It starts working. It starts doing what it's doing. It starts going through your organs. It starts going through your bloodstream. It starts going through your digestive tract. It starts cleaning out your digestive organs. It's flushing out that liver. It's breaking down calcification around the liver, breaking down calcification in the kidney, breaking down calcification inside of your intestines, breaking down calcification plaque is also, or inflammatory substance, or hardened inflammatory substance. This all means really the same thing. Is breaking down all the hardened stuff that's on your cells, in the creases and the crevices in the cell. And for the capsules like the chlorella and the spirulina that are going to be in your bloodstream pretty quickly, is going to help break down coagulation. It's going to help break down blood clots. It's going to help to try to avoid a heart attack. Try to avoid high blood pressure because you have too many clots in there, and the blood is instead of going through the arteries and going through the veins in a very clean way, it's like squeezing through a little spot that it shouldn't be squeezing through. And because it doesn't have a full tube to go through, let's say you got a tube like that, but then you got a clot that's in here like this, okay? Now, instead of going through the whole thing, it only has this little tiny spot to go through. So it builds pressure. And it keeps on, and your blood pressure is going to go up and up because it's taking too much strength for the blood to get all the way around because there's too many things in the way. That's why you check the BPM when you take a blood pressure test, because they want to know how many beats per minute did it take to get the blood all the way around. When it's high, that means the heart is working too hard. Damn, you have to beat that many times just to get it around. So we want to avoid those things. So when you wake up in the morning and you drink your water and you get your body active and you take those capsules, the first thing you're doing is you're sweating out and you're cleaning and you're flushing the body out, okay? So you get up in the morning, everybody doesn't wake up at 9 o'clock. Some people wake up at 8, 7, 6, 5. I get it, but I will still stay liquid till 12, even if you wake up at 6 in the morning. I know. Like, man, I got to wait all that time to eat. I'll be hungry. Even better. Hunger is not going to hurt you in no way. Being hungry is not going to hurt you in any way. All it's going to do is keep you healthier. The longer you can go hungry, the healthier you're going to be. The more time you allow your body to eat itself, to clean itself, to prepare itself. But nonetheless, wake up in the morning, you get your water, and then you shift into, you take your capsules. At this time, I would suggest that you make your tea, because now you have two choices. You can have your tea after the capsules. You can have your sea moss. I would probably recommend that that you can. Personally, I mix my sea moss with my tea, so I would take the water with the capsules, and then make my tea, and then I'll take my spoon of sea moss and mix it with the tea. Mix it inside the tea, gives it nice flavor, and then I drink my tea. So the first type of liquid that you're going to have in the morning is going to be H2O, water, preferably spring water. Let me see these comments real quick. Working out first thing in the morning. No food feels great. Yes, it does, Nico. Yes, it does. Sure does it. Nico does it. Thank you. Tea should be taken before or after sweat. After the sweat. After the sweat. The capsules are going to be taken first. And the reason I want you to take the water and the capsules first and foremost is because the capsules are going to break down into hydrochloric acid in the stomach, and they're going to infuse the body quickly. That's why they give you tablets and capsules and stuff like that in the hospitals, in the medical industry, because of how quickly they'll get into the cells and into the blood. Liquids take a little bit more time for absorption, even though for the upper respiratory system is okay. Like if you're dealing with lung issues, throat issues, and stuff like that, then I would say liquids, more tea than capsules. But when you're dealing with digestive issues, I would say more capsules than teas. It's the same thing though. They're herbal. It's the same herb. One of them is getting steeped in water, warmed up and consumed with its antioxidity. The other one is breaking down in the body, and then it's getting released in the water in the body. It's still getting consumed, okay? So water with the capsules first, and then the tea with the sea moss. Put the sea moss in the tea, warm it up. Sea moss in the tea, and that's your second type. So the first type of liquid is going to be water. The second type of liquid is going to be liquids and antioxidity. So the capsules and the tea is all considered like the same thing because they're all cleaning up, okay? But then once you get that clean in, because that's a good cleanse. Between the capsules, the tea, and the sea moss, that's a really good cleanse in the morning. It's addressing everything, and it's kicking off your nutritional intake. The sea moss is. That's why you do the sea moss after the capsules. The capsules are just for pure cleaning. And then you got the tea that has a little bit more mineral based. Then with the sea moss in it, you're adding a ton of minerals into the tea as well. So now you're beginning your nutritional buildup. You don't want to begin your nutritional buildup first thing in the morning before you've cleaned your body out. You want to clean out all of the waste from last night. You want to poop out all the food that's in the stomach already. You want to get as much out of the body that you can before you start putting anything else in the body. So that's where you want to go with it. So you're going to wake up, you're going to have the water. First water, not just water with capsules. Hydrate your body first. Try to move your bowels first. And at the end of the water process, that's when you take your capsules and shift into the tea. That's all part of the same process. But it's just two types of liquid. One of them is H2O, and one of them is antioxidants. So the herbs or the capsules and the sea moss mixed with the water, that provide a liquid that's high in antioxidant, high in antibacterial property, high in antiviral property, high in antiparasitic properties. So one of them, you're just kind of like wetting the floor, and the other one is like you're putting soap and you're scrubbing it. And then we shift into the third form of liquid, which is going to be electrolytes. I'm going to suggest coconut water. That's the third type of liquid before you start eating your foods. Coconut water. That's going to give you a good amount of hydrogen, a good amount of oxygen. It's considered a H3O2. It's so good. So the electrolytes is going to come after the teas with the sea moss and the capsules and all that. Then you go to either coconut water or some juicing. If you have a juicer at home, juice you some melons, juice you some apples, juice you some ginger, you know, get all of the liquid from that fruit and start building your nutritional base up for the day. That's going to give you energy, pure energy. Without fiber, you're still got the digestive system shut down. You done clean the body, you done flush the body out, and you done infuse your body with some minerals and some electrolytes and some great hydration. You're super hydrated, and you haven't turned on the digestive system yet. Okay? So that's what we want to do first thing in the morning. We want to do liquids until 12 o'clock. Those are the 3 types of liquid. H2O, liquids that are high in antioxidity, like teas or mixing capsules with your water. And then the 3rd type of liquid is liquids that are high in electrolytes and hydrogen, and which would be fruit liquids or coconut water or something like that. I love coconut water. I think everyone should drink a coconut water a day. Now what? Now you're full of liquid. Now you feel fulfilled. Your cells are hydrated. Your blood is moving. Your gut is cleaned. Now you probably, if you worked out, you worked out. Now what? Now I'm hungry. I gotta eat something. Okay, time to eat. So now we're gonna eat some fruits. Fruits from 12 to 2. You got 2 full hours of eating fruits. So you've been drinking liquids for a few hours. Now you're eating fruits for a few hours. I would go with melons and berry. I would go with the melon family and the berry family. I would do watermelon, make sure that it's seeded. Watermelons, cantaloupe, honeydew, cucumbers, the melon family. And then the berry family, because they're going to help clean up the blood, continue to clean the blood up. Melons are extremely hydrating. They're going to make you feel fulfilled. And then the berries are going to keep the cleaning process going. You're going to, it's like, if you got a stain on the wall and you spray some spray on it and you rub it off and then you see it come off a little bit. And then you spray some more spray on it and you wipe it off and it's like, oh, it came off a little bit more, but it's still there. It's letting you know that as long as you keep the process up, you're going to eventually clean that stain off. And it's the same thing. If you keep the process going every day consistently, eventually you're going to break down or kill or remove whatever it is that's causing problems internally. So you want to start with melons and berries. I would start with melons in particular and then berries. I would go with maybe some cut. I love to add lime too, by the way. I love putting lime on my watermelon after I cut it, or lime on my cantaloupe, or lime on my honeydew, or lime on my cucumbers. Yep, I love it. I love it. And then berries like strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, cherries, grapes are considered berries. Everything but cranberry. I would avoid the cranberry because it just seems to be a bit acidic. It seems a bit pretty hybrid and a bit acidic. So I would avoid the cranberry at this time. But I would do all the other berries. Try to get them as fresh as possible. Okay. 2 hours, man. You can have it for 2 hours. You can have a whole bowl of watermelon, then come back and eat a little bit more, then come back and eat some berries and kind of snack on that, till about 2 o'clock. Now you're using the fiber it's extremely hydrating because again, berries and melons are H3O2s that consist of 3-part hydrogen, 2-part oxygen, which creates more electric charge in the body, more electro charge in the body. Okay. And then we shift. Now we are hydrated. We've cleaned the body out. We flushed the body out. We're rehydrating the body after the cleaning of the body. We're adding electrolytes. We're adding minerals to the body. We're starting to build the nutritional profile up for the day. So now we're going to go from high watery foods like melons and berries, and then we're going to start breaking them down to more substantial foods. So from fruits until 2, but then from 2 to 4, we're going to do some greens. We need green foods. Green foods until 4 p.m. Okay, green foods, raw and cooked greens. So let me give you an example of the regimen, and I'll keep on reiterating this with the next food group as well. You wake up in the morning, you drink your water, you take your capsules, You have your tea. Okay. Let's say if you don't work out. If you can work out after your water. But if you can't work out, if you, for whatever reason, don't want to work out, don't feel like you can work out at this time, at the very least, try to stretch. At the very least, just try to stretch. Give me 1 second. Absolutely very tough during that 12 to 2 stage. We will overcome. Yes, it is. It is that first, because Nico does it. We've conditioned our body to want hot food. We've conditioned our body to want warm food. When heated food is less nutritional, it cooks out. It cooks out a lot of the mineral base. It cooks out a lot of the properties that the food has for us that our body should be consuming in a raw form, in a liquid form. You got to remember, we poop out fiber. We're pooping out fiber all the time. So we're not keeping any of that. We're not storing any fiber. The body lives off of the liquid in our food. We poop out the fiber, and anything that we don't poop out becomes an illness inside of us. Think about that. If we're eating substances that we can't poop out, those are the substances that are creating the issues inside of our body. Those are the substances that we're trying to use these foods and these liquids to decalcify, to dissolve, and to break down and remove the residue of these foods out of our body, either through the bowel system or through the skin, through the pores. That's why saunas are good, steam rooms are good, because they help remove stored fats that cannot get out of the body because they're just too sticky and nasty. Either you eat food that you can poop out, or you're going to have to beat your body down to get it out eventually. So, yeah, it is. The fruits are a little bit, going from liquid mornings. But if you're motivated, you're motivated. If you're committed, you're committed. If you're not going to be negotiating with yourself, then you can make this happen. And you can make it happen confidently and successfully. Because there's no negotiation. I'm not going back and forth with myself about what I'm going to be doing in the morning. I know what I'm going to be doing. I'm already committed to what I'm going to be doing. I said what I'm going to do, and that's what I said, and that's it. So when the thought in my mind said, well, you can do this, you shut up. Ain't nobody trying to talk. Ain't nobody even engaging you. I'm not even entertaining that thought. I'm not even entertaining that thought. I'm moving on. I'm going to do what I said I'm going to do. That's why I'm going to do it, period. If I said I'm going to drink liquids in the morning and I'm not going to eat any hot food or any, that's what I'm going to do. So in the morning, it's like, oh man, I sure couldn't use some. Be quiet in there. That's that weak sauce inside you. That's that weak person inside you. That's that little boy inside you. That's that little girl inside you. That's the person that don't want to grow up. That's the person that doesn't understand how much they're damaging you. That's the inner you that's against you. That's that weak sauce. We don't do weak sauce. We're going to do what we say we're going to do. It's a matter of commitment, not feelings. We're committed to this, and we're going to do what we said we're going to do. There's no negotiation. There's no reason to be wondering and thinking about some 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. Oh, should I eat the cookie? Should I not eat the cookie? Should I eat the cookie? Why don't you just shut the brain off and go to sleep and shut your mouth? Meaning close the mouth. Don't put nothing in your mouth. Make a commitment not to eat anything at that time. Stop thinking about it. Because you're only opening the room, you're only opening a space to lie to yourself. Okay? We're not going to do that. Yes, like I said, we're going to reiterate real quick. Liquids until 12, 3 types of liquid, water, capsules, and stuff like that, and then the electrolytes. Then we're going to shift into the fruits until 2 o'clock. We want to go with melons and berries because they're the most hydrating and the most blood cleaning. Okay, then we're going to shift into green foods until 4. I'm going to suggest a nice big raw salad first. A nice big raw salad. Put some bell peppers in there. Put some avocados in there. Some green bell peppers, some green avocados in there. Put some kale in there. Put some romaine in there. Put a couple onions in there. Maybe some tomatoes in there. Throw some lime on top. Throw some salt on top. Maybe a little sweetener, a little agave or something on top. Little brown sugar. Mix the brown sugar maybe with the salt so you can get a kind of bittersweet flavor in there. Try not to put all them creams and stuff. Maybe some vinaigrette is okay. Try to get some clean one though. Don't just get the cheapest one you can find. Get something that's, probably olive oil based with herbs, where you can see the separation of the herbs on the bottom and the olive oil on the top. Okay? So a nice raw salad first. Now, if you want some warm food, now's the time to do it. Some nice cooked greens, some nice strong greens, some collard greens, some mustard greens, some turnip greens, kale, cabbage. Now's the time to have that, to eat that. A nice big bowl of greens. Okay. Oh, chef, I can't eat no greens without no turkey neck. Okay, I'm finna eat some greens with some cooked greens without no turkey neck. Throw a couple in there if that's the case. As long as it's surrounded by greens, it is going to come out of the body quicker. Again, I'm not encouraging anyone to eat meat, but if you're going to do what you're going to do anyways, regardless of what I'm saying, well, do it in a way that it doesn't hurt you as much. Small portions. But now's the time to eat you start with the raw salad and then you shift into the cooked salad. You can't tell me you're hungry at this point. You done drank liquids all damn morning. You hydrated. You done ate fruits. You done ate berries. You done ate raw salads. Now you're eating cooked salad and you still got 2 more hours to eat. That's 4 hours of eating right there. Straight. You ain't even got to stop. You can eat through all of that because while you're eating these foods right here, these foods are processing quickly. They're breaking down and they're doing their job medicinally for you. They're working on your behalf. They're breaking down plaque. They're breaking down calcification. They're removing old waste out of your small intestine, out of your large intestine. They're keeping the bowels going. They're keeping your stomach empty. Okay? So that's the next, you're going to go from there to green foods. And then, so now we're going to recap real quick. Just keep everybody up to par. In the morning, liquid mornings. Wake up in the morning, we're drinking water. We're taking our herbal capsules and our tea. Excuse me, and even our sea moss. Then we're going to shift into fruits for 2 hours. Melons and berries are going to be preferred. If you're going to do some cut apples and stuff like that, that's okay. You want to do some mangoes and stuff like that at a certain point, that's okay too, but just be careful. Be careful, especially if you're diabetic. The reason I say that is because with so much cleaning, the fructose is going to hit you a little bit quicker. So I would prefer that we regulate the blood sugars before we start eating a lot of higher fructose type of fruits. Okay, I would prefer that we stick to the fruits that are higher in antioxidity and higher in hydration, just to make sure that we don't make any mistakes. And then we're going to shift into the greens until 4 o'clock. And then we're going to shift into the vegetables until 6 with rotating whole grains, okay? Now, when I say rotating whole grains, what I mean by that is that you don't have to eat whole grains every day. And when I say whole grains, I'm talking wild rice. I'm talking quinoa. I'm talking kamut berries or spelt berries. I'm talking garbanzo beans. No white rice, no brown rice, no regular beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, no regular potatoes, mashed potatoes, fries, potato chips, none of that stuff. That's starch. Remember what we said earlier. Absolutely no starch, no gluten, no dairy. These things are going to be counterproductive through these 7 days. They're going to keep you from losing all the weight that you want to lose. They're going to keep you from getting those illnesses in the right direction. Okay? Vegetables still 6. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about mushrooms, guacamole. I'm not the biggest fan of broccoli, but some broccoli. Bell peppers, onions, tomatoes, all type of vegetables. And if you want some whole grains, let's say you want some rice with some garbanzo beans, with some guacamole and some mushrooms, that's a nice meal right there. You heard what I said? Some wild rice or some quinoa as a grain, some nice garbanzo bean stew or some garbanzo beans with some nice liquid where you can put it on top of the quinoa or put it on top of the wild rice with some guacamole on the side and with some mushrooms on the side. That's a wonderful meal right there. What's the problem? You done ate fruit all day. You done be hydrated. You eating food all day. You done eating greens. You eating raw greens, cooked greens. And now you should be fine at this point. You should be good. And it's a warm meal, hot meal. You finally get to get it all out of your system. Yeah. This is what you're supposed to be eating. This is how you're supposed to be eating. Yes, no weak sauce. No weak sauce. LaShonda, absolutely. We are going to talk about it. We're going to stay talking about it. So that is the recommendation. Let me go through it one more time. We're gonna, repetition is important right here. We're gonna do the liquids until 12 o'clock. We're gonna wake up in the morning, we're gonna drink some water, and we're gonna get a little workout in if we could. Then we're gonna take our capsules, we're gonna get a nice little pot of tea going, we're gonna mix our sea moss with the tea, and we're gonna consume that. And keep in mind that these videos are gonna be up on the channel. You can go back and re-listen to them, please. Share them with your friends and family, please. Okay. And then once you're done with the capsules and the sea moss and the herbs, and you get into your electrolytes, you're going to get into your coconut water, into your fresh juices. If you got a juicer, now's the time to pull it out and get it going. Get you a bag of apples, get you a big old melon or a cantaloupe and a honeydew and some cucumbers, and let's get to it. At this point, I'm not the biggest fan of pineapple, but throw some pineapples and some ginger in it too. At least pineapple's a little bit acidic. So if you're going to do that in the morning as a liquid before you eat food, it's going to help burn fat even quicker because it's still a little bit acidic. Acid still kills acid. And then we're going to shift into the fruits until 2 o'clock. Stick to the berries and the melons. I like to cut up the melons and then sprinkle a little bit of lime on it, like key lime. I cut the key lime up and I sprinkle the key lime on there a little bit. Maybe throw a little chili on there, something like that. Nothing wrong with that. And then we're going to shift into green foods until 4 o'clock. Raw salad type of greens, and then cooked greens as well. And don't forget to drink the pot liquor. Do not throw away. If you're going to cook greens, if you're going to cook turnip greens, or collard greens, or mustard greens, keep the pot liquor. Do not throw away the pot liquor. Drink the pot liquor. Okay? Drink the pot liquor. Somebody. That's like liquid gold. Then we're going to shift into the vegetables until 6 o'clock with the rotating whole grains. Now, somebody saying, "What about the meat? Where I squeeze the meat at?" Okay, now is where you squeeze the meat at if you must. So you're doing vegetables until 6 o'clock with rotating whole grains. That means you should not be eating grains and meats on the same day at all, ever. Either you're eating whole grains with vegetables or you're eating your portion of meat with vegetables. Again, no pork, no shellfish, clean meats only. Lamb, goat, over beef, turkey over chicken, and only fish that swim at the top of the water that have fins and scales. You have a piece of fish there with some vegetables around it, okay. And then the next day, you have some vegetables with some whole grains. You don't have to have meat every day, especially every meal. And when you do eat meat, eat it in a way where it can process quickly, surrounded with vegetables so that you can digest it quickly. You don't want rotten flesh sitting in your body with a bunch of sticky stuff all just sitting up in there. You bloated, there's 8,000 things going wrong inside you. You don't even know it. It just takes time to manifest. So that is the regimen. That is the protocol that we're going to be doing. So I'm going to take this moment real quick. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have any questions that you want to ask me in particular while I'm in the comment section, or anybody want to pop on the live? I did put the links in there. Don't forget, we're back down tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. tomorrow. This is the regimen I'm expecting everybody to do tomorrow at 8 a.m. when they wake up. And I'll be live to make sure I remind you of it. So set the calendar, subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. Set the calendar and let's get to it. Does anybody have any specific questions? Yes, sir, my brother Ishmael. How you doing, my brother? You're the first person on Facebook I see. Everybody else is here is on YouTube, I think. Because I passed out the YouTube link. I just happen to do it on Facebook too. Tomorrow is going to be day 1 officially for y'all. You're going to wake up in the morning. Tomorrow morning. 1 second here. Main foods you think contribute to cancer, illness in general. Gluten, starch, and dairy. Yep, 100%. Gluten, starch, dairy. Because gluten is sugar, starch is sugar, and dairy converts outside of processed sugars. And when I say gluten, starch, and dairy, that means gluten, starch, and dairy in fast food, in your grandmama's food, in your mama's food, in your wife's food. Doesn't matter. Gluten, starch, and dairy, because gluten and starch 100% are chemical based. They don't exit the body. You can't poop them out. You should not be eating anything that your body cannot remove. That means it's unfit for human consumption. So we avoid those, okay? 8 a.m. tomorrow. LaShonda, 8 a.m. tomorrow. It's going to be 8 a.m., 8 o'clock in the morning from tomorrow all the way to Friday. Every morning, meet us there. But even if you're not able to do that in the morning, then we're going to be leaving the video live so you can check it out. Do you recommend that we still have soursop bitters with this detox? Excuse me. You can. You can, but I would suggest that you do the detox as it is, save the soursop bitters for when the capsules are done, and next week, implement a lot of what you learned this week, next week, using the soursop bitters. That way it extends your herbal life. I don't think you would have to do the soursop bitters during the detox is what I'm trying to say. So I would say that do the detox as it is now, if you don't have if you didn't purchase the detox kit and what you have at home is soursop bitters, then yes, use whatever you have to go through this process if you already have something of your own. Yes. But if you have the kit that we sent out for everyone who applied, and by the way, next month we're doing another one. We're doing another one next month. So just let us know, if you're following along online this time, but you're not, you don't have the kit for next month, make sure that you get the kit so that you can have everything that you need to go through it step by step. But like I said, Crystal, I would say if you have the kit, stick with the kit for the 7 days and then implement everything that you're learning during these 7 days for the next couple of weeks with the soursop bitters that you have. That's a very good soursop bitter as well. What time should we stop eating? 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock every day. You should be eating from 12 to 6 every day. You have 6 hours straight. That means your stomach should be processing food and then resting for 18 hours a day. It's going to take about 6 to 8 hours in the beginning to process food because you probably still got old junk food all in there. But after a couple of days, you should be realizing that, oh, wow, I'm already pooping out what I ate this morning. I already see the watermelon in the stool because you'll see the red stains of the watermelon. You'll see whatever you eat as long as it's real food. It'll come out of your body. So I would say you should be eating, you should be hydrating in the morning until 12 p.m. And then you should be eating from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. If you must have a little snack or something, like a date, a fig, maybe a couple tamarinds, like a little pulpy fruit, that'd be okay in the evening with a little bit more liquid. But ain't no cookies, ain't no donuts, ain't no creams, ain't none of that stuff. No. But my kids, I don't care what your kid want to eat. That's not my problem. Don't eat what they eating. I don't care what your kid want to buy for the pantry, all the cookies and donuts and candies you got in your cabinet. That's not my problem. Your kid is not an excuse for you to do bad. Your children is not an excuse for you to not succeed in doing your best. I can imagine how many people you blame in life if you're going to stoop to blaming your kid. And I'm not saying anybody here. I'm just saying in general. I see it all the time. Wife come into the store and say, oh, I got cancer. Or husband, oh, I got cancer. I said, you gotta stop doing this, this, and this. And then, but what about my wife? What about your wife? What's she got to do with it? Oh, but she be cooking this and that. Then that's your problem. Either you picked the right one or you didn't. And if you didn't, because if you picked the right one, everybody gonna get on that program. But it's not everybody's responsibility though. You can't expect you can't expect your kids to not want to eat some chips because you can't eat no chips. Now, if you were disciplined and never bought no chips, your kids wouldn't care because they don't ever eat chips anyways. But if you buy chips all day long, well, this is the time to stop buying it. It's time to start letting them know too and start setting an example for them as well, or for your loved ones, or for your siblings, or for whoever is around you. Start setting that example right now and let them know you're working on something. And stuff is not going to stay the same here. Because if you're doing this for yourself, but you allow them to keep eating the same thing you've been eating for the last 30 years, they're going to need this too. They're going to end up sick too eventually. So if you sitting here with cysts and fibroids and don't think the other women in your family not going to end up with cysts and fibroids and endometriosis and other issues like that, then you tripping. It ain't heretic. It's dietary. Everybody's sharing the same diet. As a man, if you got 3 sons there and all you eating is garbage and you sitting there with colon cancer and clogged up arteries and clogged up and hemorrhoids and all this type of stuff, and you say to yourself, okay, I got to stop doing this to myself right now. I'm going to do better. And you don't try to implement that change with your children or with your siblings or with people around you, they're going to end up going through what you're trying to avoid anyways. Let's get it together, people. Carry each other's burden. Carry each other's burden. All right. Do we have any other questions, my brothers and sisters? Do we have any other questions? Keep in mind, once again, this will be left online for viewing later. You guys will be able to see all of them. We're going to keep them online. Share them if you could. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. If you can subscribe to the YouTube channel, you can get the updates on when we're going to be going live. So, again, we're going to stop eating at 6 o'clock. We're going to be eating from 12 to 6. All right. Doesn't look like there are any more questions. With that said, we're going to wind it down. Quick overview once again. Don't forget, y'all, liquids until 12. We're going to start with water, H2O, spring water preferably. Then we're going to go into our capsules and then make our tea with our sea moss. And then we're going to go into our electrolytes, coconut water or some type of juicing. And then we're going to go fruits until 2, including melons and berries. We're going to go greens until 4. Including raw greens and cooked greens if you would like. You can do just raw greens too, by the way, but for sure some raw greens, some raw salad, and then you can do some cooked greens in the way. Vegetables, there was another question. Okay, well, I'm gonna get it right now. Vegetables until 6. Let's see what the other question is. What time should we stop eating? Thank you, Hebrew. I asked another one. Main foods. Can you ask again, my brother? Nico does it. I don't. Let me see. First thing in the morning, the word tea. Okay. 12:02. I found the top here. First meal. Trying to overeat. Absolutely right. Talking at 12:02 stage. Yep. 12 to 4. Fruits and veggies. Got to lock in. Yes, we got to lock in. Great structure. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Main food you think contribute to cancer, illness in general? I would say gluten, starch, and dairy. Anything that has yeast or starch in it or dairy in it. Those would be, just to answer that question, any foods that have yeast, starch, or dairy in it, or sugar, like processed sugar. Fructose not included. Do you recommend the soursop bitters? I did answer that for Crystal. What time should we stop eating? 6 p.m. I asked another one. I don't see another question outside of that one, my brother. Did I get it? Did I get it? Did I get it? Nico, did I get it? There was another question, big bro. Hopefully I got that, Nico. Let me know if I'm missing something. Anybody got a question? Let me know if I'm missing something. I'm getting there. This is my last one for today. That was apple and ginger. But where I did it at, I guess the machine had processed some beet, so we left it a little peachy looking. It don't matter. Don't bother me though. I don't see another question though, my brothers, outside the ones I just went through right now. Unless I'm missing something. But if there is another question, feel free to ask. If you want to ask live, I did leave the links up there so you can pop on the live if you wanted to. You feel me? Don't forget tomorrow, 8 a.m. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. is when we are going to be doing our second live. And then it'll be every morning at 8 a.m. from there moving forward, okay? Shalom, my brother Azaz. Shalom. Hoping everybody's doing well. We'll be going live Sunday through Friday, 8 a.m., getting those diets together, getting those regimens together, okay? So if there are any other questions, I've been on for about 1 hour and 15 now. I'm ready to sit back, watch a couple. Can you speak on grocery shopping? 80% of grocers have hella bad ingredients. I agree. That's why most of everything that you're going to be eating right now, especially during these 7 days, is going to be out of the produce section. Okay, it's going to be out of the produce section. You're going to avoid. Let me see. Let me get something together for you. Share my screen right quick. All right. Okay, here are a few things to remember when you're at the grocery store, okay? A few things to remember. No canned foods, okay? No canned foods. We don't do aluminum. When they can the food, they put it in aluminum. And aluminum is a heavy metal that causes all type of cognitive function issues. So we're going to avoid canned foods. We're going to avoid seedless fruits because seeds are what provides the nutrition to the food, what keeps the structure. That's the DNA of the food. Without the seed, the food is not a food. It shouldn't be called a food. No unfiltered tap water. Don't be drinking water out of your pipes at home. There's too much lead in the water. No food that's cooked in aluminum or aluminum foil. Go ahead and start replacing those aluminum pots and aluminum pans. Let's shift over to glass, stainless steel, or cast iron, okay? Absolutely no pork and no shellfish. No baking powder, no baking soda, yeast of any kind. You can use baking powder to clean, but don't consume it. No baking soda, yeast of any kind, no yeast of any kind, no kind of leavening agents, okay? No starch of any kind, including traditional rice, beans, potatoes, French fries, potato chips, no dairy, no sugars, including cane sugar, brown sugar, no processed food, meats, or fast foods, okay? That's one thing that you want to remember when you're in the store, but also we want to remember that most of our purchasing is going to be done in the produce section, okay? You're going to be looking at fruits, okay? Fruits. For the most part, try to do alkaline fruits. Make sure everything is seeded, though. At the end of the day, if it has a seed, I'll be quiet. If it doesn't have a seed, I suggest you don't purchase it. Then vegetables, fruits, vegetables. Spices. Vegetables include, greens as well, by the way. Spices. So shouldn't do that. There's a live document. But spices, your herbs and your spices, what you season your food with. Also nuts and seeds. Okay, purchasing nuts and seeds are okay. Try to soak and hydrate them if possible. If you don't like them like that, super chew them. Make sure you chew them well so that by the time they process through the body, they can absorb, they can absorb the liquid that they're going to absorb and then release as much as they could before they get moved out of the body, okay? Alkaline grains as well, always soak ahead of time and make sure you're paying attention to the oils that you eat. Do not cook with olive oil, okay? Do not cook with olive oil. Heat changes the molecular structure of olive oil and makes it very acidic. Also, do not cook with coconut oil, okay? Coconut oil and olive oil is a garnishing oil. So you can put it on raw foods like salads and stuff like that. Coconut oil, I would suggest that you spoon coconut oil raw. That really helps clean out the gut. That really lubricates the digestive tract, gets a lot of plaque out of the body, and it really moves your bowel system, especially if you're constipated. Grapeseed oil, sesame oil, hemp seed oil, avocado oil, safflower oil, oils like those will be better, okay? Oils like those will be better to consume. But when you're in the grocery store, most of your purchasing is going to be done in the produce aisle, okay? Try to avoid anything that has too many preservatives and additives and things of that nature. But again, majority of your food should be from the produce section. You're a living being. You should be consuming living foods. You should not be consuming dead foods, okay? And absolutely avoid anything boxed that says vegan. Anything that's in a box that's processed that says vegan, I would avoid it. If you want to eat vegan food, eat some fruits, greens, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and grains. That's what I would suggest for sure. All right. Any other questions? I'm here to answer the questions. My brothers and sisters. Don't forget, we will be live again tomorrow at 8 a.m. Live again tomorrow at 8 a.m. And we'll be live from February 22nd to February 27th at 8 a.m. daily. You will be able to go back and check it out. You're very welcome. Nico does it. Very welcome. I appreciate your engagement, all your wonderful questions. It allows me to expound. It allows you to become part of the teaching process. So I really appreciate you, asking me the question that's going to help inform and educate all the people that are here. Teamwork make the dream work. And I see what you're doing here, and I like how you did it. So thank you for being a part of this live, and hopefully I will see you, different days, if not every day of this, this week, different days, you can contribute. Everybody here can contribute, man. We're a community, and, it takes us helping each other to get it together. So I appreciate you popping in and encouraging me to answer questions that can edify the people as well. Again, y'all, don't forget, bookmark this video if you need to hear it again. But again, I'm going to be popping up every day, reiterating, remotivating, trying to inspire you guys to get it together. Today was very detail based, and we are going to add detail and continue to add detail throughout the week. But most of the week is going to be me telling you, don't mess up. Don't mess up. Get out your head. Okay, that's what most of the week is going to be. Me keeping you on track and reminding you that you're worth this effort. That is the temporary frustrations and the temporary hunger and the temporary discomfort is exactly that. Very temporary. Okay, you guys can do it. I know you can do it. I've done it. A lot of y'all have done it. The document, if you want to let me see. I don't think I can put it here for download, but send me an email. Daphne, send me an email and I'll send you over that document. This is the Natural Branches nutritional guide, 2026 nutritional guide. to help out with, with these things on a regular basis. It does have a 6-day internal cleanse. It has a cheat code. It has a daily regimen. It has things that I'm going to be teaching you here. So I passed this out for some people, but it wasn't the focus of this specific detox. But I will get this to you. Just send me over an email. You guys can email me at here. I'll put my email. In the chat here. And if you want that document that you saw there, the 2026 Natural Branches Nutritional Guide, feel free to just send me an email here at the franco@thenaturalbranches.com, and I will reply with that email, the PDF of that email, okay? So no worries. All right. All right. Any other questions, my brothers and sisters, before we log off and get ready for tomorrow? Because one thing you're going to want to do when you're not eating all night, you're going to want to call it a night. You don't want to be up all night when you know you're not going to be eating all night. Don't make it more difficult than it needs to be for yourself. Get to bed. Lay it down. Get up in the morning, motivated. Get your water ready. Get your capsules ready. Get your kit ready. Get everything ready. And get to it. Okay? After a couple of days, you're going to see that the bowel, the stool soften up. And then it's just a matter of time. You're just pushing out. So that's good. All right. All right, y'all. I'm going to be ending the stream now. We're about an hour and a half in. I appreciate y'all for coming in. I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Tomorrow morning, the first day of the week. It's a Sunday, the first day of the week, and we're going to start this day off right. I might even start with a stretch. I might do a stretch routine tomorrow. So for you guys that want to that want to partake in it, I'm 90% sure that I'm going to do a stretch routine tomorrow just to get the blood flowing, just to get the day going, okay? So with that said, I appreciate everybody who popped in today, everybody who joined the class and who received the kits, and everybody who's part of this fast. And don't forget, we'll be doing it again next month. Please share the live, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the channel with your friends and family if you want them to try to follow along and hear it from somebody other than yourself. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and shoot out. And thank you, everybody, for coming. And if you do have any other questions that you think about later on, save them for tomorrow, and I'll be glad to answer them tomorrow, okay? This is Chef Solomon, tuning out to the Natural Branches. I love y'all always. Peace, peace, peace. I leave. I'm just there. Y'all got any questions, man? Feel free to ask. I'm off the stream. Get myself some rest. Rest is important. Peace out.